it's been a tough 10 months for you, for me, for this world. So I want to share some wisdom and inspiration that's helping me start 2021 right. Let's begin with one of my favorite authors, Glennon Doyle. Her latest book, Untamed, has the quote, "If you are uncomfortable, in deep pain, angry, yearning, confused, you don't have a problem, you have a life. Being human is not hard because you're doing it wrong. It's hard because you're doing it right." This book totally changed my life. I know that that sounds dramatic, but it's real. And we have a woman named Tanya here who also drew inspiration from Glennon. So Tanya, like a lot of us, you had a rough 2020, right?
Yes, 2020 was a hard time. I am actually a special education teacher, so I work with kids with learning disabilities, with emotional disabilities, and these are precisely the kids that are really struggling at this time with remote learning and in-person learning. I'm actually doing both right now, and they thrive off of just touch and body language and a smile, something as simple as a smile. And because we're wearing masks, because we're socially distancing, that makes things like that impossible. So it's really, I don't really know how to do my job right now. And then on top of all of that, my wife and I decided to start our fertility journey this year. And we have been through a couple different attempts of IUI. And due to all the stress, my doctor thinks that that might be the reason why things are not taking. And it's just been really emotionally draining, financially draining. It's been rough. It's been a rough one.
And I'm sorry, that's a lot on your plate, by the way. I need to say that first and foremost. But also,
Yeah.
how did you get inspired by Glennon?
Okay, so I'm a little bit of a pessimist, and my wife knows that. And so she knew that I was down this past year, and she was like, "Okay, Tanya, if you read one single book this year, it has to be Untamed by Glennon Doyle." And one of the biggest things that I pulled from it is we can do hard things. And I actually, when we found out that we were going in person for teaching, I put it huge on my bulletin board. There it is. And whenever we're struggling in the classroom, I just kind of yell at my kids, "Turn around. We can do hard things. We can do it. We can do hard things." So, I mean, and that's kind of a mantra between my wife and I as well. So, yeah, I mean, I love her. I love the book. She changed my life.
Yeah, it's so amazing how words can just do that. Just somebody saying something simple to you like that can just whoop, turn it around. Well, I have a surprise for Tanya and everyone else. Glennon's actually joining us later in the show. She has even more advice. I know, I love her. She has even more advice and inspiration to help us all do hard things in 2021. You do not want to miss that. She's incredible. She's an incredible woman. As we bring in a new year and more importantly say bye-bye to 2020, I'm bringing you inspiration and motivation all week with a segment called, "Well, that sucked. Moving on." That sucked. It's literally my favorite segment we've ever done. Earlier, I talked about a passage from an amazing author I love, Glennon Doyle, and I told you that how important it is to me, and I shared that with you. And in her most recent book, Untamed, she says, "If you are uncomfortable, in deep pain, angry, yearning, confused, you don't have a problem. You have a life. Being human is not hard because you're doing it wrong. It's hard because you're doing it right. You will never change the fact that being human is hard. So you must change your idea that it was ever supposed to be easy." Like, what? It's like I've read it 1,000 times, and every time I'm just like, right? Like, well, of course, why didn't I know that? Anyway, I love that passage so much, and to chat about it, please welcome Glennon Doyle, everybody. I mean, I love you so much. I'm so excited you're here. Okay, so before we begin, though, it's our Chicago show. We're celebrating Chicago, and you have an important tie to that city, right?
Yes. So the story in Untamed, where I met Abby and fell madly in love with her in that first moment, that all happened at the Palmer House in Chicago. So Untamed really was born in Chicago. it's a very special city to us, to our whole family.
Wow, that's just an incredible time that we did not plan. That's amazing. Well, let's bring Tanya back into the conversation. She's a special ed teacher struggling to connect with her students through distance learning. She's also trying to have a baby with her wife, and so far her fertility treatments haven't worked out. She says Glennon's writing has helped her through this difficult time. So Glennon, do you connect with her story at all?
I mean, only on every level. Tanya, first of all, I was a teacher. I was a third grade teacher. That's how I started my career. I really feel like I am still a third grade teacher, just on a hiatus to write a few books. And I know in my bones that teachers are the heroes of our country, that special education teachers like you, I mean, just thank you, first of all. I know because of that you are good. And I also know that you defied all of the world's expectations to marry your wife. And so I know that you are bold. And you're trying for a baby, and that is the scariest, most beautiful thing to do, so I know that you're brave. So Tanya's going to be fine. I am not worried about Tanya.
I'm not. Well, that's good to hear, Tanya. I mean, that's the affirmation I would need. So Tanya, you have a question for Glennon, though, right?
Yes. First of all, hello. Oh my gosh. Hi, Glennon Doyle. So sometimes it just feels like there's never going to be any light at the end of the tunnel. And what if in this moment there is no light? How are we supposed to stay optimistic at this point?
Yeah.
In 2021, we are not going to worry about being optimistic or happy all the time, okay?
Good.
We're going to forget that. Forget it. We're just going to be committed to feeling everything. All the pain, all the loss, all the anger, all the doubt, all of it. We're going to feel it all. We're just going to be alive.
Okay, wow. I have to say this too. I feel like you're one of those people, Glennon, where you're not fake about it. You're not like, I have all the answers and I don't go through things still. You still own the fact that, like, you still struggle with some of the same things. It's like, you still have to remind yourself, right? You still have to get yourself right back on track, right?
Oh, every day is Groundhog Day for me. I think we only need to know like 3 things, and I learn them and forget them every single day. That's why the we can do hard things, Tanya, that you put in your classroom. That's my life mantra. I saw that mantra in my co-teacher's classroom, in my 3rd grade co-teacher's classroom. And now it's in your classroom, and that makes me want to cry. But it just reminds me that life is hard, not because we're doing it wrong, right? Because the people who are doing it right, who are showing up bravely, who are trying, who are going for love in a million different ways, who are vulnerable, it's often hardest for the people doing it right.
Wow.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I could have this conversation all day long. But Glennon's book, everybody, Untamed, is a must read for starting your new year on the right foot. I promise you, I would not lead you astray. It's one of my favorite books ever. It's available everywhere, and I highly encourage you to pick it up.